The stock market has been crazy the last few days. All of you know this. I did a video last week on, the market crash that we've been seeing. Things are going down. Obviously, you know why this is happening. Trump has decided, he's just going to be doing whatever he wants, however he wants, without holding back, basically. And so now he has basically gotten into like a proper trade war with China. And we see this, we knew this was going to happen when it came in, and he kind of made it a reality that it happened. But we are at that point whereby we're thinking, okay, how will this play out over time? We as individual investors, we're starting to, you get worried obviously for your portfolio, but we're starting to think in terms of this will at some point stop, this will end, and then there will be optimism. When there's optimism in the market, you know what happens? The market will rally. There's usually fear and optimism, right? People are optimistic, the markets are going to do well. What do? They buy. Markets are emotional, sentimental, whatever it is. Like I always say, markets are emotional. Markets are not like purely logical. They're not purely like, people don't think through these things logically. People think through them using emotions. And right now, the overall emotion is fear. What does Warren Buffett says? He says that be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when everyone is greedy. So don't wait for this optimism moment when everyone will be buying the market. This is the time to actually get rich. In that video that I did last week, I was saying, hey, this is the best time to get rich. This is exactly what you should do. That video tells you exactly what you need to do for you to get rich using this stock market crash. Which again, I also explained in that video that this is a very rare occurrence, but it does happen. There are many instances in history when this has happened. We have 201, we have 1987, we have 1907, 1929, 1945. We have 208, for instance. We have 2020 during COVID. We have many years when, we've had a stock market crash or a proper depression, or when depression has led to like proper market crash, But these are cycles of the market. We have seen them before. I think this is also just one of them. It's going to recover at some point. There's nothing that's going to bring the market fully down. What the market does, it takes in the shock. When it takes in the shock, it obviously will go down. But once it has taken in the shock and is comfortable again, it starts rising again. That's how I see the market performing. That's how I see it working out. So at this particular time, what are some of the best stocks you could buy? Because the markets are down, everyone is worried. You have some money, you want to get into the stock market. This is the best time for beginners, funny enough. But of course, it's a very difficult time for a beginner to get in, because you could put in some money today and then tomorrow your money is half. So however much is the best time for beginners, it could also be the most difficult time to get into the market, because you're like, wow, you put in your $100 or $1,000, tomorrow is $500. Okay, maybe not 500, but like $700. And you're like, wow, I've just lost, that in a few days. So if you think of it in that sense or from that perspective, it's a bad time. But if you're smart enough and you're listening to me, you would know that it's a good time for you, because from that 300, you would recover. And if you watch my last video, I explained all these historical crashes and how much they have lost and how much you've recovered within the, the next few years after the crashes. So watch that video before you watch this one. Anyways, so what are some of the best stocks you want to be watching right now? And I won't give you very specific ones, but I'll give you which areas to look into, because there are like millions of stocks. So I need to point you to the right place. And when I point to the right place, you will just easily pick whichever stock you want to pick. And whichever stock you pick in these categories, you are bound to make money when the markets rebound, because it's a matter of when, not a matter of if. So as you all know, the stock market stalled so rapidly the last few weeks when President Trump announced the tariffs. And then there was like a reprieve when he said, hey, I'm pausing some of these tariffs for most countries for 90 days, except for China. But then when he put in 145% from China, tariff on China, China hit back immediately. So as I do this video right now, the Chinese 125% tax on US imports is already in effect. That means the trade war is on. We don't know what's going to happen with the US. We don't know what's going to happen with China. Nobody knows what the flow of the market is going to be, but it's good to prepare and get ready. The first thing you want to look at is the AI sector. Now, before all this mess, we had the AI doing really well. I am in this AI industry. I know this is still going to be a really good industry. Now, there are many companies you could look at in AI. Artificial intelligence is like amazingly big. Companies that manufacture microchips, companies that manufacture semiconductors, companies that manufacture anything to do with AI, these companies are still going to do well. So if you're looking at a bargain time, a good time to get some stock, look into the AI field. Now, the other one that you could be looking into that I always preached and said, hey, you guys should buy and make some money is NVIDIA. So this is still the area of AI. We're looking at the hardwares in this case, the microchip manufacturers. NVIDIA is still a big one in this sector. And I believe NVIDIA is still going to do extremely well once the markets rebound. So another company that is very close to NVIDIA is called Broadcom, AVGO. So Broadcom also makes AI accelerators and connectivity chips. And obviously, I see a huge growth for these companies. Like I said, AI sector is still going to grow. So anyone in that sector, whether it is software, hardware, I believe that there's going to be a good rally if the company is already solid enough. Once you look at AI field and people are actually, producing things in the AI field, you want to look at people are actually spending money in AI. What are some of the companies that spend money in AI? Because as we go ahead from all these tariff issues, we're going to go back to the world of technology, the world that is continuously progressing. These stocks are likely to rally. Now, Alphabet, which is Google, former Google, has been spending huge on AI. You know how they've done that through their generative AI system. You know how they've done that through their search engines. They've done basically everything that Google does right now is focused on AI and how to optimize it to make it better. So Alphabet, which you know as Google, is one of those spenders in AI. Now, when I'm talking about spenders in AI, you're talking about Meta. Facebook has been spending so much money on AI. You've seen your WhatsApp. If you have WhatsApp right now, you've seen the new AI system that they have on WhatsApp. Amazing, right? We have Amazon as well, spending loads of money on AI. So all these three companies, Alphabet, Google, Amazon, are some of the companies spending on AI. And not only these ones, there are many other companies spending loads of money on AI. And I see a huge build-up. I see a huge growth once the markets rebound and the markets gets back to its normal economic foundation. The beauty about these companies is that they actually have the foundation, they have the money, they also have other products that they sell. So it means they have a very strong pillar for pushing this AI agenda and spending as much money on AI and pushing it out to the population. Then, of course, as many people use it, AI expands and it becomes a huge market and, of course, growth for you as an investor as well. The other area you want to look at right now is fintech. Fintech is amazingly doing well right now. If you can get a good company in the fintech area, fintech sector, you're likely to do really well when the markets rebound. So financial technology is a really growing area. It's an expanding area. It's something that almost everyone right now is interested in, and they're pouring money into it to do research, to develop it. So if you also want to look at some stocks, look at fintech area. It doesn't matter what jurisdiction you're looking at, but fintech is a good area to look into as well. Now, the other area you want to look at is data or cybersecurity. Now, cybersecurity is big. CrowdStrike, for example, is a company that is big on cybersecurity. I don't see any company stopping to spend on cybersecurity. You're looking at areas that, no matter what happens, people are going to spend on them. Companies won't stop spending on cybersecurity. Companies won't stop spending on data. Like Palantir, for example, is a nice technology company that focuses on data. So if you're interested in making some money, you want to look at these companies that are focused on data and cybersecurity. These are areas that companies will spend on. It doesn't matter what's happening, what level of tariffs we're having. These are areas the companies cannot lax on. So I've given you like some of the most specific areas that you could get into. There are many companies in those areas that you could look at their fundamentals, because obviously if you're going into individual shares, you have to make sure you understand way more than just the company, right? Just knowing the name. You want to understand so many things under the company before you make a decision to buy. So do your research well, but these are the specific areas you could go into and you could make a great deal of money. So let me know which companies you're looking into. Let me know if you invest in internationally. These are international stocks, basically. Let me know which international stocks you're buying at this time when the markets are down, looking to enjoy that upward move that's going to come in a few days or months or years. I don't know. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section. What's your view? What should we cover next? Until next time, I'm out.